The Boston Red Sox have been red hot since the 4th of July. The Red Sox have finally found their groove, and it's all because the leaders on this team are stepping up. We're heading into the last stretch of the MLB season, and the Red Sox still only sit at third in a loaded AL East. This is by far the best division in baseball, and if you think otherwise, you can argue with a wall. Now, some believe that the reason the Red Sox have finally found success this season is because they got rid of a certain somebody from their locker room. And while yes, that may play a part in it, it is by far and away not the whole story here, because this hot streak has been right around the corner for the Red Sox for some months now. It is a culmination of great decision making by the Red Sox front office. For example, during last year's winter meetings, the Red Sox went out and made a move to acquire the White Sox starting pitcher, their ace, Garrett Crochet, and in return, all the Red Sox had to give up was 4 prospects who might turn into something, but I'll tell you what they won't turn into: Garrett Crochet, who's been an absolute stud for the Red Sox in his first season out in Boston. I mean, he's been phenomenal all season, don't get me wrong. But over this last month, he's kicked it into a new gear for the Red Sox. If you were to look at any major statistical category when it came to pitching, Garrett Crochet is going to be in the top 5. You want to look at wins this season by a starting pitcher, you got Garrett Crochet coming in at number 3 with 10 wins, only 1 behind Max Fried, who is leading all of Major League Baseball. Then you want to look at ERA, Garrett Crochet is number 2. He's only behind Paul Skeens. Garrett Crochet is averaging 2.23 on this season. That is an extremely good ERA for somebody who's had 20 starts so far heading into the All-Star break. Garrett Crochet is the type of pitcher you want if you're trying to make a run for the World Series, and I think it's very possible with the roster that the Red Sox have now. But it doesn't end there, because if we were to go to strikeouts, which is something that every pitcher chases, no matter what level you're pitching at, and if you don't, you're lying, well, Garrett Crochet has the most strikeouts in the major leagues this season, and it's not close. He leads all of Major League Baseball with 160 strikeouts. And it probably helps that he's got the most innings pitched out of anyone in the major leagues. He currently sits at 129 innings, and that number is only going to continue to grow coming out of the All-Star break and heading into the postseason, because if there's one thing I can guarantee you, it is that these Red Sox are going to ride the back of Garrett Crochet going forward. It is the only logical decision to do from here on out. If I were Alex Cora, it would be an easy decision to make. You throw in Garrett Crochet as many times as possible, especially because their playoff spot is not guaranteed. Hell, they're in the wild card right now, but with a few more wins after the All-Star break, they could be sitting at the top of the AL East. And we'll talk more about some specific games Garrett Crochet has pitched this season in a second. But for right now, I wanted to remind you guys to slow down, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000, and every subscription is greatly appreciated, so please subscribe. Alright, now let's get back to talking about Garrett Crochet here. And in his most recent start, I would argue it is the best of his season. See, he was going up against a division rival in the Tampa Bay Rays, a Rays team who has been no slouch themselves. They contribute to the fact that the AL East is so damn difficult. Hell, everybody in the AL East is good besides the Orioles, honestly. But anyway, Garrett Crochet goes out and he pitches a complete game. Yes, he goes all 9 innings, doesn't give up a single run, only gives up 3 hits, and it probably helped that the man had 9 strikeouts. You see, when he has a start like that, you can see why he leads the majors in not only strikeouts, but innings pitched. He can give you a quality start almost guaranteed every 5 days. That's the kind of guy that Garrett Crochet has been in the big 2025. I mean, he is an all-star for the second time in his career. The Red Sox saw the vision. They saw the potential, the glimpses of brilliance that Crochet showed out there in Chicago, and they knew they had to trade for him during the winter meetings. It was probably one of the smartest things that this Red Sox organization has done for a little while now, other than maybe getting Alex Bregman. I know that's been a big pickup for them. That also helped them get rid of Rafael Devers. So those 2 moves would be up there for some of the best that the Red Sox have made in recent years. I'm just saying, all right? Don't shoot the messenger here or anything. Now, when I say that Garrett Crochet has been red hot recently, I mean it, because he hasn't pitched in a game where the Red Sox have lost since the end of May. Since the beginning of June, he's gone out and had 5 more wins added to his win total. That's right, some of Garrett Crochet's best starts of his career have come as of recently. If you were to take a game against the Angels, where Garrett Crochet went out and pitched for 7 innings, you would see that he had 10 strikeouts while only giving up 3 hits. 0 earned run to the Angels. Of course, the Red Sox would lose that game in extra innings, but that's not to say that Garrett Crochet didn't have a fantastic outing. And then earlier in the month of June, he went up against the Atlanta Braves. And I know these aren't the same Atlanta Braves as of those in previous seasons. However, he did pitch 7 innings against them and had 12 strikeouts while only giving up 1 earned run. And I could go through several different games this season where Garrett Crochet has put up similar numbers, and it shouldn't surprise you because in every single outing this season, he's gone out and pitched for 5 or more innings. Talk about being the definition of consistent. And besides his first game of the season, he's also had 5 or more strikeouts in every single outing. And of course, he is going to reach that 5 strikeout target when he has quality start after quality start. But he isn't the only Boston Red Sox player tearing it up this season, because another new addition going crazy for Boston is Alex Bregman. Now, he went out and won a Gold Glove for the Astros just a year ago. But you know what he wasn't? An All-Star. You know what he is in 2025? An All-Star. And you could probably guess why. It's not because of his defensive play getting somehow better. No, it's pretty much stayed the same, about average for Alex Bregman. It's because he stepped it up at the plate this season. He's gone out and had a batting average of .298, which is a career high. And that's saying a lot for a guy who was once a runner-up for the MVP. Then you have to look at his on-base percentage, which sits at about a solid .380, higher than his career average. Then of course his slugging percentage, which is .546, and he hasn't seen numbers like this since he was runner-up for the MVP back in 2019. That's how long it's been since Alex Bregman has been swinging the bat this way, which is why I know he's played an integral part in the Red Sox success this season. But how can we talk about their winning streak without mentioning a guy like Trevor Story? Talk about a story right there. This man has gone out and balled. This is his own Linsanity run, and we're just living through it. Now, he has attributed most of this recent success to the way he's been able to simplify his approach at the plate and how he's been able to hit the ball with more authority, which is really just baseball lingo for kind of figuring out his swing. He's gotten comfortable in Boston, and it's about damn time, because the Red Sox were waiting for a guy to step up, and Trevor Story is that guy. Now, this has resulted in an increased amount of production, especially when he's at the plate. He's gotten more walks, more hard hit balls, a higher OPS, and he's also shown more aggression, which just makes sense. If you're going to be doing better at the plate, you're going to get more aggressive. That's just a tendency most of these major leaguers tend to have. It comes when you build your confidence, and that's exactly what Trevor Story has right now. A shit ton of confidence, as he should. He is going crazy, and so is the rest of this team. The way that this team feeds off of each other's energy is just so fun to watch. And it would be an absolute injustice if I went this entire video without mentioning Brayan Bello, who's had an incredible last few starts. Now, Brayan in the month of July, perfection. Okay, he went out against the Cincinnati Reds. He pitched 5 innings, had 1 hit and 2 earned runs. Not too bad to start off the month. And then comes his outing against the Colorado Rockies. He goes a complete game. He goes all 9 innings, only gave up 2 earned runs, 5 hits, and had 10 strikeouts. Those kind of performances are exactly why the Red Sox have their 10-game winning streak, because it seems as though all of their pitchers have finally started to put their shit together. And then, of course, he had another start against the Tampa Bay Rays, where he goes about 6 innings, has 5 strikeouts, and can you guess what happens? The Red Sox end up winning that game. And then you also got a guy like Lucas Giolito. It's just endless, the amount of positive stories coming out of this Boston Red Sox team right now. Alex Cora has done himself one hell of a job. His career is saved, because for a moment there, you thought he might be done with the Red Sox. Maybe the Red Sox move on from Cora, if things don't go right this season. But the way that they're looking, Cora might just be in for an extension. But anyway, that's about it for this video. I think I've covered everything Boston that I've wanted to, so I'll catch y'all later. Much love. Deuces.